Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. I am Abe with MysticGenMara.com, and today I would like to discuss the concept of color therapy. So color has a strong pull for most of us. Favorite colors, colors that look good on us, or in healing, what you will see intuitively. Seeing a color in healing can also bring certain intuitive insights for that person or that situation. You can also direct color for a specific reason, and that is why I'm going to introduce you today. We will run through a few basic colors and their general meanings, a couple of ways to use them in healing and in intuitive practices, and then a guided meditation through a few colors to let the healing energy from those colors come through to you so you can maybe experience it in a more personal way versus just reading it through a book. Because as much as I love books, there's certain things that are a little bit better if you can experience them yourself. And usually having a teacher or friend guide you through them, it makes it just a little bit easier to understand the colors and their meanings. So we'll start off with basically the deepest ones and move to the lighter ones just so it moves you through that process. So starting off, black. In most cultures today, in the Western cultures, we see black as a mourning color. But back in the day, years ago, centuries ago, black was actually a symbol of resurrection, and it was a color associated with eternal life. So moving it into mourning today is basically a continuation of tradition, but forgetting the real reason for it. It's very definitely crone warrior energy, so it's balancing male and female energies, but the crone is they always portray her as an old hag at the edge of a forest, but she's the old one that knows way more than she says and can help you tap into your subconscious mind a little bit better. And the warrior energy, it's more of a subtle warrior. It's more of a spiritual warrior. It's not an aggressive, out there with swords and stuff type warrior. Black also works with divination, setting limits, boundaries, aids in reaching the deepest levels of meditation. Most people, when they meditate, they want to go into the light. Well, that's cool, but you need to focus on black screen first, and then you can work into that state of reaching the light. The black just helps you quiet your mind, and then you can access other realms. Then moving from black into gray. Gray tends to equal neutral energy. It also is very symbolic of loneliness and sorrow, which is why when you are picking colors for most things, you avoid grays because it's such a bleh color, and it doesn't really inspire a lot of comfort in most cases. White can be used as a substitute for any other color, so if you're not sure if you're doing like an intention board or something like that, and you don't know a color and you're struggling to try to come up with a color, white is just a good baseline for you because white can hold all intentions. And it also holds all colors in the light spectrum. Not in the physical spectrum, but in the light spectrum, which is where you set your intentions anyway. White works with purification and protection, spirituality, healing, truth, and a lot of meditations, you go into the black first, and then you elevate to the light, so it's pure white at that point. It triggers enlightenment, and it's also a color associated with intuitive or psychic abilities. White is also the color of innocence, which is why in most cultures, in the Western cultures anyway, we use white for brides on their wedding day. It's a symbol of innocence and purity. Pink is believed to be a truly angelic color. It symbolizes youth, beauty, friendship, romance, obviously love and affection, but it's the deeper love. It's that soul-to-soul connection type love. It's the love of deep friends. It's not always sexual. Pink love is more of a emotional love. Then you move into the fire, the red, the passion. It's love, lust, rage, fury. Can symbolize death in ancient Greece, and there's a few Eastern cultures that also use red in that aspect. But it's also a protective color, symbolizes strength, very physical energy, and very sexual energy in its nature. It triggers the willpower, but interestingly enough, red is a very strong healing color. If someone is having like a low time and their body temperature is down or their energy is low, red can help trigger that as a boost. Orange energy is works with success, strength, balance, and communication. It also, because it binds two primaries, which is red and yellow, can also be a symbol for same-sex attraction in some cases, but it's not as common as, say, purple or the rainbow cycle. So then we work into yellow, which is associated with sun gods. It's creativity, it's bile within the body, but it also triggers attraction in general. Anything you want to draw to you, if you wrap it in yellow light in your mind, it will make it easier to draw. Works with power, your solar plexus chakra, happiness, confidence. It can access some divination levels. It's not as, to me, not as strong as white or black. It also helps with concentration, and it also is a good activating color. So yellow is good if you're working on building that intuition and you're building up a intention that you're setting. If you give it a little bump with some yellow, will help push it into a more active state. We work into green, which is youth, health, and growth. It's also the green man and agricultural deities worldwide. It symbolizes fertility, faith, intuition, the fairies, and inner child work. When you work with green, especially if you are someone who has a green thumb, it's ironic that that name still sticks today, because that was always a symbol of somebody who just had a knack. They could grow anything. It didn't matter what it was. If they put it in the soil, it was going to grow. But you can also use that same growth for your own spiritual path. If you're struggling and you're trying to work through something, you're trying to expand it, you can use green as a way to help boost that into something more of a growing state. So blue works with water, sky energy, depending on the shade, and that's really super important with blue, more so than the other colors, because blue can mean peace, truth, and sleep, but it's also organization. It heals the mind and the communication skills, which associates with your throat chakra. It builds safety and blessings. It also works with some of your inner child work, which is communication with yourself, your younger self. The darker or more intense shades like your navies and your midnight blues, things like that, work really well with justice, protection, or if you have something legal coming up, this is a good way to work with it. Your lighter shades like sky blue, robin egg blue, things like that, are really more focused on your spiritual pursuits, developing a peaceful state, and also working with angels. So those are some notes with blue that are very specific. The neutral blues can go either direction, but if you're working with the darker ones, it's more for justice and legal stuff. Lighter shades are more spiritual pursuits. Then we move into purple. And purple, in all the old texts and all the old writings, even in commercial writings like the old Egyptian and Greek, they like to record everything, including their transactions with other cultures. Purple was always one of the most valuable colors because it symbolized royalty. At one point in time, the only way you could get purple color was from a very specific form of, I believe it was a sea snail, and it was only found in one part of the world at that time. So it was extremely valued. But it also symbolizes wisdom, prophecy, divination. But purple, because it's associated with royalty, also it shows that ambitious drive, that ambition that I've got to do better, I want to be better, I'm going to do something better. It also lines up with very intensive spiritual work. If you've been within the metaphysical community, you've heard of Saint Germain and his violet flame. This is where it comes from. So it's just very focused on spirituality and growth. And it also ties into the specifically those three: love, spells, and intuitions. And the reason is, years ago, centuries ago, if you were same-sex attracted, it tended towards you being a more spiritually focused person. There were different names for it around the world, just depending on what culture you were looking at. But it was because you didn't reproduce, your spiritual energy, instead of going into a child, went into building the spiritual focus. And a lot of these people would become teachers and avatars. And it's not so much talked about in today's culture. And there's multiple reasons for that, and I won't go into that today. But back in those older times, that was very valued. So that's just something to think about. We now have the silver energy, which works with the moon. It's also very, very divine feminine focused, so the goddess belief. It works very specifically with psychic development and your third eye area. And the silver energy also is associated with the mother bloodline. So if your genetic bloodline mother is always works with silver colors. Gold is the sun or solar energy. It's extremely masculine, so it's the god energy, it's the divine masculine. Works with very strong attraction and finances. It's also associated with the astral plane. If you start working into astral projection, you'll start to notice that gold is part of the pathway getting into the astral plane, and I can discuss that later. Then we have clear, which is kind of a bonus color. It's the realm of spirit, and it's the gateway to the other side of the veil. That's the reason like crystal balls are always crystal clear, and different colored ones have different meanings, but a true clear crystal ball or a quartz ball, it's that clear is a way to access your spiritual energy, tap into that other side, and tap into that frequency. So you can use any of these colors in meditation practices. You can pick the focus from the energy description, and you can visualize that color. If you can't hold the specific image in your mind, meditation can help bring these into focus for you. You can use these colors if you're building vision boards to aid in enhancing the focus and intention of what you want to manifest into your life. And you can also use candles with meditations that match your intention. So if you're looking to build, let's say you're working on attracting money or building your business up, you can use a green one for growth. You can use a yellow one for attraction and for happiness. Gold for success. If you're looking for something and you want an emotional connection, you'd use pink. If you're looking for passion tied into there, you could add a red candle to it. It's all a matter of understanding those color frequencies and what their purposes are, and then you can start really tapping into that. And then when you're using in healing work, you follow your intuition more in that. So if you get a concept or an emotion, you can bring in the color to help heal that issue. In this instance, intuition is your focus, colors are your tools. And colors are very powerful tools because we all associate them in various ways. So if you're using like Reiki and you get this burst of insight and you want to bring in a color, then follow your intuition on that. Having a base knowledge of those colors does help you, but do not focus on book knowledge in that respect, because that will actually make you stumble in the long term, because sometimes someone who has a fever needs red brought in, where red would be a fire color, and if you thought, well, that fire equals red, and that's just not going to help, they already have a fever, you could be working opposite if you brought another color in. Sometimes the body needs extra fire to break a fever. So there's things like that it's best to follow your instincts and your intuition on versus always following the books. The books are good to help you set your intentions, but if you're working in healing, it's working with the energy that person needs. So just as a heads up. Now, let's work on a simple meditation to help tap you into the colors. This is a very light meditation. I'm not going to take you into a deep state. It's just going to be a relaxed state. And then we will just bring in these different colors, and it will help tap you into what those feelings are. So if you've never experienced colors in a meditation, this is a way to just kind of give you a gentle guided passage through. Like I said, it's not going to be a deep meditation, more of just a relaxed state. So if you want to get comfortable, usually, like I said, sitting up is best with both feet on the ground. If you have a comfortable chair, you can lean back. My preference is do not lay down for most meditations, because if you're new to meditating, you're going to fall asleep. So the other thing is, do not listen to this if you are driving a vehicle or operating machinery. Wait till later to listen to this part, because when you, even in a light meditative state, your focus goes in, so your outside reactions are slowed, just as a heads up. So once you're comfortable, take a nice deep breath in, breathing in through your belly, letting the muscles of your belly relax and extend. And exhale, and allow your belly to flatten. You can put your hands on your belly if that helps you focus there so you breathe properly. Inhale, breathing in beautiful healing light. And exhale, allow your body to settle into your seat. Let your shoulders drop. Inhale, breathing in soothing energy. And exhale, bring your attention to the center of your head, to that point between and just above your eyebrows. This is your third eye section. And from this location, you look up and you see a great screen in front of you. It's black, a void, the primal darkness, the deepest center of the universe. Feel that cool, clearing nothingness. From this quiet darkness, you see the color purple beginning to grow. Deep midnight purple, brightening to medium, allowing the energy of royalty and confidence to flow over you and through you. You feel a deep connection to spirit, and you relax in that beautiful violet flame. As you continue to watch, the purple fades to blue, law and justice with the deeper shades, bringing healing and peace as it lightens, feeling your inner child energy calming and settling in the light blue. The blue gradually shifts, and green shades begin to appear. The energy grows. You feel healthy and full of vitality. You see fairies dancing around you and bringing you your purest health. The green gently warms, bringing in beautiful yellow light. The energy of happiness and joy flow in you, around you, and through you. Confidence and a healthy self-confidence and self-esteem begin to build. The yellow deepens ever so gently to orange. You feel strong and full of energy. The balance within yourself and without is perfect. You find balance in all things and are balanced in yourself and mind. The orange intensifies, bringing in that fiery red passion, strengthening your will and your resolve, healing and warming you to your very core. As the fires of the intense red begin to gentle and fade, pink becomes the dominant color. Divine love and angels envelop you in perfect peace and perfect healing. You feel your heart open as this pink fills you and passes through, and you are at peace. The pink fades and pales, bringing up purest white, the divine light of consciousness, pure source energy, floating in the silence of purification, allowing source to connect with you gently. You are safe and you are loved. From this place of safety and love, you settle back into your body, allowing the energy from your journey to come with you in a way that is best for you and works with your highest good. Breathe in through your belly and exhale, feeling your body begin to awaken. Inhaling, breathing in the healing energy of Source, and exhale, and begin to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Give your wrists and your ankles a little turn. Inhale, feeling your body with air. Exhale, and when you are ready, you can open your eyes. So if that is something that you enjoy and would like to see more of with this channel, as far as the meditation goes, drop a like, subscribe, give me a comment, and let me know what you think. I will tailor my content around the energy of the group, and I will check in with the energy of the group before I do any video. So if that's something you are interested in, like I said, give me a little like, a subscribe, let me know in the comments what you think, and I will talk to you guys later.